Well, hey there guys and girls. I'm just going to do this a little update video on the fish tank. It's been about a week or so now, I think. Yeah, I'm still continuing to feed the tank a little bit. As you can see, I've updated the tank a little bit more. I've now got a UV clarifier. It's not turned on at the moment, but I've got a UV clarifier all plumbed in to the system. Again, as I explained before, the water sits in the bottom tank here. It gets sucked in here. It's a bit low down at the moment, but sucked in there through that pipe that I've yet to get a filter basket for, a strainer or whatever you call them. I've got nothing living in here at the moment, so it's not like it can suck anything up that's, you know, that's bad. So it can stay like that. So it gets sucked in through that pipe there, which goes and runs around the back of the tank. You can see it there at the back of the aquarium, or the sump, sorry. It goes into the canister filter at the side here, comes out of the canister filter, goes out around and comes in through this pipe here. And it goes through the UV clarifier. This filter has got a built-in UV clarifier as well, a 9-watt UV clarifier. That's a 30. I think it's 30 watts or 25 watts UV clarifier, I think that is. I can't remember now. Let's just have a look. It says on there 25, so I'm guessing it's going to be a 25 watt clarifier by TMC. Yeah, and that then pumps up and goes around into the tank. You'll notice there's something funny about that. And I've got a bottle of brown sauce in my tank. That kind of brown sauce just there. Why have I got a bottle of brown sauce in my tank? Well, the original overflow thing was just so full of leaks, and it was peeing me off really, just constantly fighting with the amount of leaks I had to constantly seal up with sealant. So I got to the point where I thought, oh, you know, sod it. I'll search for alternate design. So I come up with this design, and as you can see, it works really well. The pump is running full bore. I'm pushing about 2,000 litres an hour into this tank. Doesn't look like much at the moment. It's probably a little bit less, to be fair, because the pipe's a bit kinked. The incoming pipe's a bit kinked. But yeah, and if we can look through the back of the tank there, you'll be able to see it running. So that's just a jug I got from Asda, or as it's now called, Walmart in the UK. Just two 90-degree elbows running into some 25mm, two outlets obviously, 25mm pond piping. It runs into a jam jar, of all things, as you can see there. There is a jam jar that it runs into, and that gives it the level. Now it turns out for me that the perfect height for the water, as you can see here, is the height of the jam jar in the back of this jug. So yeah, that was pretty good. That there is some 32mm pond pipe just bent over. I had to modify a little bracket there to make the pipe so it stays kinked, as it does, you know, bent over in a U shape. As you can see, it works relatively good. It's just a piece of acrylic sheet there, bent over, and then these two are just siliconed onto it. Nice and easy. And it works really well. As you can see, it works incredibly well. I'm really impressed with it. I went out and I got some live rock as well. You won't believe it, but that's about £30 worth of live rock out there, and it's only a little bit. Yeah, nothing really living on it. There's a few little tiny shrimp things looking on it. I don't know, this is my first, obviously, aquarium, so I'm not 100% sure. There is that little thing there living in the... If the camera will be nice and focus on it, that'll be... Ugh. Guess not. Instead it wants to focus on the glass. Can we zoom out, please? There we go. Don't know if we'll be able to get it from this side. No, I guess not. Yeah, but there's a little thing there living in there. And I reckon that's just some form of aquatic life. It doesn't move or anything, so it's just probably more plant life than anything else. Like I say, people told me to, you know, give it a freshwater dip in pure Oro water. Dip it in pure Oro water for a few, I think it's a minute or so, and then pull it out. Just so it kills off any of the, you know, things on it. But honestly, I don't really think that was necessary in this particular instance. Like I say, it's an absolute fresh, clean tank, so yeah, it's pretty good. I will admit I haven't water changed this tank yet. All my levels are perfect. I've got a nice test kit there, which, okay, it doesn't do ammonia, but I know ammonia in this tank's pretty good anyway, because I'm getting my levels of you know, nitrate building up. So my ammonia will eventually figure itself out anyway. It's going to happen anyway. So I've been dealing with fish and stuff long enough to know that ammonia just does go down because of, and believe me, the stuff I've got in that canister filter, there ain't ever going to get ammonia spikes in this tank, no matter how many fish I put in this thing. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I say, I've done my tests and things. I've got, well, like I say, all the levels are perfect for this tank. Even though I haven't water changed it yet, the levels are really good. I have got a little bit of, it's not much, but I have got a little bit of algae, I think it's called, aquarium plant life. Saltwater aquarium plant life in here, which is, which eats nitrates. I also have a little 3-watt LED light which just lights up, which just shines on the bag. Eventually, when I get this thing divided, I'm still not got it divided yet, I will have the algae growing free in the tank, when, you know, probably with a bit of sand in the bottom or something, so it can grow into that. But yeah, it's but for now it can live in the bag, because that way it doesn't get sucked up the filter, because the basket's not on it yet. And as you can see, it's running great. I mean, like I say, it's running at the moment full bore. Protein skimmer's doing its job. The skim is a little bit weak on that, I must admit. I'd prefer it to have a little bit more darker colour in there, but yeah, it's still, I guess it's still bedding in. I don't leave the protein skimmer on all the time, I must admit. For the time being, it's not on all the time. Being as I've got nothing live in the tank, you know, I only chuck the skimmer on when I've put some food in the tank. Even though I've got nothing living in the tank, I still chuck a little bit of fish food in every now and then, just so it gives the bacteria something to munch on, you know. So yeah, my salinity levels is absolutely perfect. I'm pretty damn happy with the salinity levels. What can I say really? It's, the tank's running great. All the levels are good. I'm pretty sure I'm ready to stick living things in it. Oh, I've got no light at the moment. Ah, this did come through the post, so I will show you. Oh, where did I put it? Up here. I will show you my aquarium light. Alright. I just have to lay the camera down a second. Right, this is going to be, guys and girls, my aquarium LED light. That is a sweet LED, you might say, and to that I say yes, yes it is. Now there is some film over the LED, it's just some protective film. I can remove that, as you can see, and you get the LED inside. Now this LED consists of all the things. Oh, the camera really doesn't like that. Must be the refresh rate of the of the compact fluorescent. As you can see, there are loads of different colours in there. Well, it's going to do that because of the colour spectrum change, but there is lots of different diodes in that light. There is a couple. The dark ones, I think, are UV. I can't remember the actual spectrums of this. Actually, I can just show you the spectrums of this particular LED. This LED cost me £23. Was it 23 or 27? I can't remember. Let me just have a look. Move various crap out of the way on my desk. Alright, I bought this from a website called AliExpress. And let's try and find that. There. AliExpress. There we go, looks like the one. I'm able to connect to the internet. Cheers for that. Allow me to plug my USB Wi-Fi blaster aerial back in again. Just repaired someone's laptop, so I had to unplug that. Right, you are now connected. Yeah, I use LAN Messenger. Which has got all the old MSN sounds on it, which is really cool. Alright, let's go back to that. Skype's connecting too. Wonderful. Yeah, there we go. The price has gone up a little tiny bit, but it's fine. Yeah, this little happy fellow here, which is the idea that I've got just there. As you see, the picture's the same. And this is on AliExpress. And I can show you some of the wavelengths it does. There you go. It tells you a bit about it there. But a bit further down, it does give you the spectrum. I think this is the one that gives you the spectrum. I'm not sure. Does it? No, this isn't the one that gives you the spectrum, but it gives you the wavelengths. And these wavelengths here are pretty damn good for corals and you know, for various things. That's what I've been looking into. It's nice. It doesn't give you the actual wavelength, which is a pain. Hang on a second. Oh, there we go. There's the wavelengths. There you go. Feast your peepers on that one. That's pretty good, huh? Yeah. So I'm going to bolt this thing to a big heatsink and then have it fan assisted as well, just to, you know, have it on top. This LED is going to be ridiculously bright for a little tiny tank like that one there. So I'm going to obviously have it throttled back. Now the way I'm building this is in the lid itself, which this is the fish tank lid. I don't have a light in my bedroom at the moment. This is the only light I've got, which is a bit poor for me. Now I've got to, as you can see here, this is all a bit melted. I need to cut all that out and put my new sheet of acrylic in, which is what I'll do. But in here, I'm going to build, obviously the old fittings are pretty much obsolete now because it used to have the old screw type compact fluorescents in. 15 watt job is. Nasty horrible things, didn't last 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, in here, I'm going to build the LED is going to be sat, you know, in the bottom, somewhere close to the bottom. Here I'm going to try and get my heatsink, and there's a lovely gap here for where a fan goes. And if we flip this over, what I'm going to try and do here is remove all the old crap it doesn't need, all the old driving gear for the old compact fluorescents. Bolt a fan to this, but it's going to be one of those squirrel cage type fans with one end blocked off. So it doesn't suck any aquarium air out, it only sucks air out from the top, and it's going to blow straight through and into the heatsink, which is going to be, you know, level with this somewhere. I may have to build a little bit up to it and have it raised slightly, but it should work quite nicely. Now this is all how I'm thinking of building it. There's a bit of plastic snapped off in there. Does it matter? But obviously it's converting this old hood to have quite a nice light in it instead of the old crappy light it had in it before, which really was bad. Compact fluorescents. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting project. I might actually start doing that later on this evening. It's pretty dark now, as you can see. It's dark outside. So I have got a fish tank in there as well. That's a freshwater tropical one. But yeah, we're going to have a go at this and see how it goes, see what we can do with it. First things first, I think I need to punch that out and get it gone. So I'll just make a new one for it. I could even use the bottom of a Tupperware lid box or something. It'd be nice if I could get all the power supply built into the top of this lid as well, rather than run it from a separate power supply. The LED itself, as you can see, it's 5 channels. Each channel is going to have its own PWM control potentiometer. It's going to be run through PWM. I've bought 3 boost converters, which convert, I don't know, say any voltage from 5 volts up to something ridiculous like 60 volts. And it converts it to a constant voltage on the output. So say I was to stick 5 volts in at ridiculous amps, it would produce, say, 38 volts at a constant, amps, constant supply voltage. Obviously that would require a fair few amps, because it converts the amps into volts and then it ups the voltage that way. It's all done digitally. The things are called boosts. You can get them called buck boosts. Now, a buck boost will actually drop the voltage to a certain voltage, and just a standard boost can only up the voltage. Even though I'm pretty sure that a boost will make the voltage, stay constant if it's a lot higher voltage input. Anyway, obviously I need 3 of those because I've got 3 voltages. I've got 2 36s, 2 38s, and a 32 volt. Now I could have done it with one would be powerful enough to do them all, but then I'd have to make little circuits to make the voltage nice and stable on all the other outputs. So they were that cheap, I just got 3 of them. I'll run them all in parallel from one 30 volt power supply, an old IBM laptop power supply, and we'll just up the voltage and do whatever we need to do with that. It should be nice and easy. Coming out of it, obviously, like I said, there'll be 5 outputs from the 3 units. Each output will be split if it needs the 2 voltages to go off to do different ones. It'll be split and then put into 2 PWM control modules, which will excuse me, and then go in to drive the LED chip. And the most amazing thing about that is that each channel will then be dimmable. So say I want to have nice UV glowy effects and all my corals stand out like crazy in like a neon light show, I could just say have it so that which one's the lowest one? Channel 3 for instance. Yeah. Oh no. Channel 5, because that's quite got quite a low colour temperature, wavelength. So channel 5, I could turn that up and just have my channel 5 going, so I get lots of UV glowy effects. It may even work better with channel 3. I don't know, but the beauty of this thing is I'll be able to control anything, each channel. And then obviously I can have my standard white light as well, which is quite nice. Oh no, it's going to be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to the building side of this, but I have got to get this ready. Now I've been waffling on here for 20 odd minutes, and I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me talking about all this nonsense and horribleness. So I'm going to shoot off anyway. You've seen how my tank works. It works pretty cool. So I'll catch you all in a bit. My desk has really got to be cleaned up. Just look at the state of the thing. There's something I found at the scrapyard. The old-fashioned klaxon. No, not an air horn, but it's the klaxon Aruga type horn. The motor had seized up in it, and I've, of all things, I ran some oil from some sun-dried tomatoes into it. It's freed up. But, I've got to take it to the garage and give it some proper oil. But, yeah, it works. I'm going to put that on my old classic car. Anyway, guys and girls, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all on the next video. So yeah, peace out.